What's going on, my people? Just tapping in
to
discuss the Stephen A. Smith
Smith and
LeBron situation. Also, the situation
happening over on TNT with Chuck
Chuck and
Hurt
Big Perk. What's happening is, y'all,
is
the players, the players are
at a point where they're frustrated with the commentating, uh, the laziness of the commentating. They're frustrated with the people that call the game. Um,
because the game is
not being critiqued on the court. Most of the game is being critiqued about people, personal relationships. It feels like I like this person, so I'm gonna talk good about this person. I don't really care for this person. I'm gonna talk about this. And when it comes to ESPN and Stephen A., they're more driving the wedge between LeBron and Kobe and LeBron and Jordan. And it's to the point where the players, the audience, is telling them, hey, stop, enough of this. But what they keep doing is, okay, give us ratings, but they don't understand is all money is not good money. And
so what happened
was
was
LeBron used his son as bait
to really get in Stephen A. face
about
about
some things he's been frustrated with probably for some years now, with the way he covers him, the way he speaks on him, not only himself but other his contemporaries, his teammates, his friends in the league, the way he speak of players. Barkley does the same thing, but Barkley played. He's a Hall of Famer, so
they kind of understand.
we've cut from the same cloth. We cut from the same cloth, so we can. We don't like what you're saying, Barkley, but all right, you Barkley, you the big homie.
It's like the uncle.
Yeah, you old. You just lost in time. But when it comes to Stephen A., they look at you like, bro, you trying to be like us, and you're not like us. But you speak and you walk and you talk as if you're one of us, and then you degrade these players and you lower their value, meaning lower their value not in contract, but I lower your value. And the fact that when I go in these streets, you got kids that don't look up to me the way they should look up to me, or they don't respect me. When I open my mouth, they feel like, oh, you the eighth man on the bench, or oh man, you missed that free throw, or oh man, you didn't win the championship. Not understanding that I'm a professional athlete, and it's only so many of us, and we can't. There's nobody in the world like the NBA. That's why it's the greatest league in the world. So when you try to undermine somebody's gift, Stephen A. Smith, and you get on TV and you talk loud and you talk bad as if you know what it's like to go in that locker room, to go up and down that court with some real live athletes day in, day out. And you use that as a way to use your platform to tear down people on a personal level. You had personal issues with Kyrie Irving. That was personal. It feels like you just said it today. I just watched your show. You have a personal issue with LeBron because LeBron won't sit down with you and have them interviews. He won't pat you on your back. Hey, Stephen A, what's up, man? Because he know what you are. You owe Kwame Brown an apology. Hey, how you doing? You owe
This is about
Stephen A. Smith, TNT, ESPN, the way they speak about these players versus critiquing the game.
they make it personal.
They're talking as if they hate the players. They always bring up the players' contract. Well, Jordan made good money back in the days as well. Of course, it's not the money that it is, but back then, that money was equivalent what the money is today. So if Jordan made $30 million back in the '90s, that's equivalent to maybe 100 today. It's the same thing. So when you start bringing up people money, that has nothing to do with their game.
Um, I think a lot of
Times
the media think they're the judge,
jury and executioner, and that's why I think a lot of these platforms with Draymond, uh,
all the smoke.
Gil's Arena, Kawami and his podcast, they're taking the leverage and the power away from the actual media. and they putting it in their own court. And so I think a lot of envy and a lot of resentment is coming from the fact that these players don't have to come sit down with you no more. They don't have to come to ESPN and sit down and talk to you no more, Stephen A.
They don't. And I think you
Butthurt about that because it lowers your value. You need them, they don't need you, and you realize that.
you walk around the stadium.
As if you one of the all-stars, and now you understand that they like, nah, we cool. I'm gonna go on Draymond podcast and talk about it. I'm gonna go on All the Smoke and talk about it.
And now you
Your feelings. So at the end of the day, I think LeBron did what he had to do. I think it was more so not just about Bronny. I think that was more about
LeBron and
years of you talking the way you have about him, not only himself, but his teammates, his friends in the NBA, and players in general. And I think it feels like the way LeBron just was fed up. He saw your face and he couldn't take it no more. LeBron was like, hey man, hey, I got to ride down on him in the middle of the game. I got to get up in his face because I'm sick of this cat. He got the nerve to be talking the way he doing. He gonna sit in the front row as if he that tough. So LeBron just opened the gateway for a lot of players that been want to do that to you, Stephen A. They been want to do it. You know, only reason they ain't put their hands and their feet on you is because they don't want to lose their contracts. So they just stay away from you. But now a lot of them about to come out the gate and just be like, man, Draymond don't rock with you no more. Melo don't rock with you no more. Half of the NBA don't rock with you no more, bro. Because of your mouth. It's not that people disrespect. You don't have to have an opinion. You can't have an opinion. You can have an opinion, man. But you're the only one on TV that discuss players the way you do. And preferably black players.
yeah, we don't. Dana White.
I'm still waiting on you to criticize him for slapping his woman on camera, slapping the taste out of her mouth. I'm still waiting for you to talk about Tucker down up in Baltimore, the kicker that went to the masseuse and got the hand job.
You heard Stephen A. was
talking about Bron as a father. He was. He kind of brought it up saying that Bron was putting Bronny in a bad situation, basically that he was a bad father for allowing him to play on the Lakers and pulling the strings and did what he did. And
it come a time, bro.
you got to know when to take your foot off the gas when it comes to some people. Like you can discuss that topic without the way you say things, bro. And Stephen A. just not fair. He's not a fair commentator. He picks and chooses. He always preference everything by, I really like this person, and that's my brother. That has nothing to do with it. So if you don't like them, you basically telling me if you don't like a person, you're gonna say whatever about them. But if you like it, you're gonna say it in a certain way. That's what you're telling me, Stephen A. You say it out your mouth. You open your mouth, you learn a lot about a person. I've been learning a lot about you because you talk so much. That's my brother. Everybody your brother. They don't even like you, bro.
Everybody your brother.
And they don't like you.
They don't like you. They play.
They play the game with you because that's the industry y'all in. Everybody play the game with one another. That don't mean this is real.
They just like you just
said today. I thought Draymond was my boy, and he been talking about me to other people. Yeah, just like I thought. You thought he was your boy. He don't like you. 95% of NBA players, NFL players do not. That's why they don't come on your show. You got to go get you went and got Casanat, a damn TikToker, to come on the show.
And you trying to run the race
with Shannon. You can't catch Shannon. Shannon got personality. He's knowledgeable. He's a Hall of Famer. He's personable. He's funny. He's stylish. That's why they call him Unc.
You try to catch him with
Shannon. You can't compete with Shannon, bro.
You can't. It just ain't gonna happen.
So let it go. Shannon had his podcast. He won 10, 12 awards for 2 different podcasts. You haven't won anything for nothing. But you keep bragging about you the number. We the number one. We number one. We number one.
Stephen A. You're the number one
show.
Against who? Who's the competition?
Because Skip and Shannon was on TV and they was on y'all heels and y'all had probably 8-year head start. They was on y'all heels until they broke up. Had they not broke up, y'all wouldn't have been number one. But who are you competing with? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When you say you number one show for 13 years, who is the competition? What show are you competing with?
I'm just trying to
Figure out what are you competing with. You keep saying this like it's a reality, but the only other show that was there
was Skip and Shannon.
show, which was
If y'all was getting
400,000, they was at 300, and y'all had an 8-year head start, and y'all was on a bigger network. Y'all went from ESPN2 to ESPN1 because Shannon then was on y'all asses. And had he never left Fox, right now they would be number one.
So now
They're not around. Who are you competing with? Fox barely got shows over there. So who are you competing with, Stephen A? Why are you bragging? Who are you competing with? You're competing with yourself. There's nobody out there. And you have to have, you beg Shannon to come over. Really, the bosses, you trying to act like he got, that it was your idea. The bosses got him over there. You bringing on 1,000 special guests.
you bringing their audience
To you. That's why you got Ocho to come on this week, because Ocho and Shannon is nightcap. They get 25,000 every time they drop, every night. You bring Casanat. He got a big following. You got Gil Zarina. He got a big following.
It ain't cheap.
Bro, I see your numbers on your podcast.
Your podcast
Numbers live, you at
1,000. You at 1,000.
so
I
just got on here just to vent my point of views about this. I think LeBron was justified in what he did. I appreciate LeBron for what he did.
I don't think LeBron should be
Ashamed, nor should he feel
like he did something wrong.
because he didn't. I think it was long overdue.
Stephen A.
You keep talking about, well, they got my number. That's not how that works. You talked about me in public. I'm gonna check you in public. You talked about me on these networks. I ain't no behind the scene. We gonna see each other. You said man to man. He talked to you man to man. He did talk to you man to man. He walked right in your face.
He walked right in your face.
Stood right above you. What's up?
So you want people to do
it your way, but yet and still you get on TV and talk about them in any kind of way. And then you want them to react the way you want them to react.
So you can punch me,
but I gotta punch you a certain way. Nah, bro. Nah, that ain't how it work. And I believe that this is gonna be the thing that
a lot of athletes,
I think is gonna give them the
courage to express themselves
with the mainstream media.
And there's not a lot of
I'm in mainstream because Skip is gone. That's really like this. It's really just one person. I mean, Big Perk, you following behind Stephen A. He your mentor, whatever he's supposed to be. And half of the NBA players don't even like you no more, Big Perk, because you around here just saying country stupid shit. You just say country shit. Don't even make sense when you be talking.
But you Stephen A.
protege, so I'm not surprised. But
Stephen A.
and of course you're not expecting. You weren't expecting, and just like they don't expect you to say the things you say.
If you're accountable
for your actions,
and let's get back to talking about
basketball. Let's get back to having fun with the sport. Talking about the up and coming players. There's a lot of great talent in the NBA right now.
A lot of great stories.
OKC. You got Cleveland. You got Boston. We ain't talking enough about Boston trying to repeat.
We got Milwaukee coming on.
I mean, they coming up the rear. They coming. I really like Milwaukee. They my sleeper in the East. You have the Lakers. They looking good with that trade.
You got Golden State with that trade.
They coming. Golden State looking good. You got Denver still out here looking good. So we got a lot of things that we can be talking positively about when it comes to basketball. It's a lot of great talent. I still love the young boys. I don't think they're gonna do much this year, but I still love Houston. Houston is another good team.
I like Houston.
I think they are maybe a piece or two away from making some noise in the West. San Antonio, I think once they get Big Boy back, Wiminyana, and maybe a couple of vets, they'll be doing something. But this year,
It's very competitive.
it's very interesting, and I think that should be
Talking about positivity. Let's uplift the game.
because I remember when we used to talk about the game like that versus James Harden is having
A rebirth year.
he looked good this year, and I'm surprised 'cause I thought he was pretty much on his last leg, but he's carrying the Clippers. While Kawhi been down and they lost Paul George, and he's been carrying them. He was an All-Star this year. They may not make a lot of noise in the West, but he kind of rejuvenated his career with this particular season. So there's a lot of good things going on in the league right now that we can be talking about. But of course, ESPN is keep pushing these narratives on the public. Um,
For whatever reason,
I don't understand why the NBA hasn't got involved and told that talk to the brass at ESPN and just told them, hey, listen, y'all need to stop creating these narratives about our players. You're diminishing our product. And this product is on your network, which is we're partners. So why would you continue to diminish the product that's on your network? And you have one of your cronies go out there with the bullhorn and speak loud and proud and negatively about the players. So
that's my take on
the Stephen A.
LeBron James.
The Charles Barkley and Big Perk. I'm glad Barkley got Perk. Perk don't know what the shit he talking about. I know he played the game. He was a good defensive player, but I think Perk has a media mind at this point, and I think he a lot of times when players get into media, they say what they think the network want them to say. So they kind of parrot what they think the network is pushing and want them to say. And I think
Like many have got
caught in that web of trying to please the network
relationships with
themselves and then so you know that's my take on it.
I think I'm gonna do more lives talking
About sports because I am an ex-athlete. I never made it to the NBA, NFL, and not like that, but I played a lot of good ball, competitive basketball, and
I've been in sports my entire
entire life, and I love sports. So I'm gonna do more live, but this channel is really based off of this is really my cooking channel, not more so cooking, more grilling. I'm Big Don's collection, and that's where we do all our sauces. We have 2 barbecue sauces, 2 seasonings, and a host of other products coming.
and so I'm gonna do more sports and ads.
Sports and food together because they go together. So I'll do more lives talking about sports and food and the 3 things I love: sports, food, and beer. So we're gonna find a way to connect all 3 and talk about all 3 and enjoy all 3 at the same time. We can debate it or we can talk about it, and I'd rather talk about it versus debate it. So it's Friday. Everybody be blessed. Have a good one. Peace.